instead of just going, oh, we had a shit week, I'm able to go, hang on, if everything was running as it should be running, then I should have the same output, I should have the same results. So it allows me to start gaining clarity on where I need to look and what areas of the business. And if everything's fine in the sales department, I'll then go to my lead gen department and go, did they do enough calls? KPIs are really important, and it's something that often gets totally overlooked. One, because it can seem just a massive task. It can be daunting thinking, where do I start with it? What do I want? What does it look like? And that in itself is enough to put people off. But it doesn't have to be daunting. It doesn't have to be hard. It's just you looking and going, what's really important and what information do I want to see and how do I want to see it? KPIs is something that once you have them, I've got this example here. It's like a business owner having square wheels, just saying, this is what I've always done and this is what I do, and somebody's coming along going, hey, I've got some information for you that would make your life really easy. And you're like, no, I'm too busy, don't have time to do KPIs or anything like that. And you just carry on. No thanks, I'm good. Okay. And KPIs is something that I've developed over the years in my business. When I first started out, I was very much in my business, and it was the running of the business, and it was just getting things done. I didn't have the time to sometimes lift my head up or actually look and go, what's really important in the business, and do I know if something's working or if it's not working? It was often an emotional feeling that I had, and the decisions were based on emotions. And if I had a shit day, I obviously made decisions based that weren't so good. And if I had a good day, everything seemed fine. And it was kind of just potluck. What do I want to do the business? What do I, and I found that I would allow external influences to control or direct the growth or the decisions within my business. And once I started putting in KPIs, that's when I started to take control and have power within the business. So some of my very, very early KPIs in one of my early businesses was very much based around my marketing. I was spending a lot of money, and what I would do every single year is Yell at the time would come to me and said, do you want this spot? Do you want to be advertising here? And I was kind of like, yeah, give me it. And I would pay my money for it. And over time, I would look and I think I'm paying out thousands here and thousands there and thousands there. And I used to look and then think, but I don't know what's working, but I daren't change anything because I don't know if I change something, maybe I stop something that brings in the money, but I didn't know what brought in the money. And you're always advertising and you're always putting the money out there, but I didn't know out of all of that money I was spending, which one actually brought me in the revenue. So that started a little thing for me, and I thought, I need to know this. Because every single year, I'm just the sales rep's dream. They come to me and I don't have the data, and I just say, yeah, I'll take another year. Because I was too scared and frozen in what I'd been doing to actually be able to make an informed decision. So that was my first introduction into KPIs, and it was very much allowing me to kind of go, what's really working in my business and what isn't? And that was just at the marketing level. Since then, during my time, I have developed KPIs quite a lot. And what I will say is, you don't want loads of KPIs, guys. It's about you knowing what's really essential to you in your business to really dial in. If you get loads of KPIs, loads of numbers, you'll just get so overwhelmed and they'll mean nothing to you. Okay, so this is really essential, just information that you can make decisions and informed decisions on. So the importance of KPIs is it measures performance. It can measure performance of, like I've just talked about the marketing there, what actual marketing that I was working was bringing in the money. It can measure performance of departments. It can measure performance of people, all depending on what KPIs that you have in place. And that's really important. If you don't know what's happening in your business and you've got no way of measuring it, and a lot of the times we'll look in our bank account as a measure to say, is our business working or not? We're kind of very reactive. We're just kind of going, did I make money this month or didn't I? Where there might be lots of factors and lots of things that are happening within your business that if you know how to measure them, you can change things earlier as well. So it measures performance. For me, what it really, really helps me with is clarity. So I have different types of KPIs. I have weekly KPIs, I have monthly KPIs, and what that allows me to do is I actually complete the KPIs. I don't hand this to anybody else in the business. There's people who have their own KPIs that will report to me, But when I'm starting to collate all the data together, I actually do that because I get so much clarity in looking at those separate areas of the business and putting my numbers into an Excel sheet and creating charts that I go, oh, that's what's happening in the business. That's working really, really well. So very, very quickly, it creates the clarity because I'm able to look, and if I see something dip within an area of the business, let's say it's the sales, straight away I can then go back and I'll go straight into, well, what happened within my leads or my sales department? Well, did we have enough appointments? Wasn't there enough appointments? What was the conversion rate? Was it an individual? What happened within the business there? And I'm able to then go back, instead of just going, oh, we had a shit week, I'm able to go, hang on, if everything was running as it should be running, then I should have the same output. I should have the same results. So it allows me to start gaining clarity on where I need to look and what areas of the business. And if everything's fine in the sales department, I'll then go to my lead gen department and go, did they do enough calls? Did they have enough leads? Did they follow the process? And if everything's fine there, where would I then go? To my marketing department. I'll be looking and thinking, did we put enough money into the marketing? Was the spend as it needed to be? So having KPIs, instead of just feeling lost in something, it gives you the clarity to be able to bounce and go, if that's not working, what could it be? And if I look at that data, everything was as it needed to be. And then you're able to uncover where the problems might be within the business. It creates success. It really lets you know whether the business is or isn't on track and if what you're doing is working. If we're ever testing something new, I will want a set of KPIs with regards to what I'm testing, because if I'm not going to put any KPIs in place, I'm not going to know if it's working or not. It's just going to be a gut feeling. I'm not going to have no hard evidence of actually what results I'm getting from the business. It gives targets. So sales KPIs, I will know how many sales I would like people to do. I know conversion rates that I want to be happening. When we do the one-day events, we have our targets. So we'll have the marketing department have the targets of how many people they want to get in the room, how much their budget they want to spend, what our show rate would be. And we're comparing every single event to see if location has an impact, or if we change something in the marketing, did that have an impact? But if you don't have targets or kind of understand, well, what are my numbers, you don't know how to improve it, or you don't know if it's going backwards. So everything we do, we'll try to measure, and we'll try and say, well, what are the key numbers we want to know within the business to know whether that's a successful event or it wasn't a successful event. And it gives you data-driven decisions. And that's ultimately what you want it to be able to do. So when you come into meetings, you've got your information to hand. That is facts. Numbers don't lie. And it's facts. So you're not then saying, oh, how did you feel about it? What do you think about it? Should we do this? Shouldn't we do that? It's the fact that you look at your data and you're able to go, that worked really, really well, and that didn't. What happened for that to work really, really well? And that's where you'll then look and go, okay, it might be a location. It might be an advert that you've put out that worked really, really well, and you say, I'm going to put more money behind it. But if you're not tracking it, you don't know as well. So I want you, as I'm talking, I want you to be thinking about your business and thinking, okay, what data could I get from my business, or would I like to know that helps me make some really informed decisions of, might be spending money. It might be thinking, should I have an employee? It might be, is it the right time right now to put money into marketing? And if I am putting money into marketing, how hard is it working? Am I actually bringing in the revenue I want to be bringing in? Am I covering all my bases? Okay?